Sometimes in history, there's this magic moment. Somebody appears on the scene and everything changes.
I am with you.
We've never seen anything like this.
I will fight for you.
This was a man who's met his destiny.
And I will win for you.
He said he was saved by God in order to make America great again.
His victory was the greatest comeback of all time.
You're watching history, so buckle up.
I don't think the American people have ever seen this before. A government that has moved this quickly and a president that has done so much when it comes to the border and energy and major investments from other countries. It's like warp speed.
47's on a hot streak, bringing head-snapping change to Washington, overwhelming the system with a volcanic eruption of action. Trump has a mandate from the people, and he's using it, and they're just getting started.
President Trump said on the campaign trail, success will be my retribution.
Despite the best efforts of those who would try to censor us, silence us, break us, destroy us, Americans are today a proud, free, sovereign, and independent nation that will always be free. We're going to have one shot at this, and no other president's going to do what I'm doing.
America's back, common sense is back. He is keeping his promise to you, the American people.
Inflation is down, growth is up.
The numbers don't lie. The economy is soaring.
Lowest gas prices in 4 years.
And record tariff revenue.
The USA is on a roll, culminating in the signing of the One Big Beautiful Bill on July 4th.
The Trump economic golden age is full steam ahead.
America is back, thanks to the courage of President Trump, thanks to the leadership of his amazing cabinet, and thanks, of course, to our brave men and women in the United States military.
This is a message to the rest of the world. The days of ripping off America and Americans are officially over.
Between the attacks on Iran's nuke site and the Maduro operation, the U.S. military recruitment at an all-time high.
This president will go down in history as a peacemaking president.
Peace through strength, America's in charge.
And he's just got one filter, and that is America first.
Whatever they're doing, it's working. Zero illegal crossing, drug cartels frustrated, less crime.
We have the most secure border in the history of this nation. If you think we're doing good now, you just wait till this coming year.
The president isn't taking his foot off the gas in 2026.
It's a new year. The stock markets are already making new record highs.
The Trump archive are a series of near impossible feats.
As for the next year, the American people have so much to look forward to. The president will continue to build off of his historic accomplishments.
2025 is setting the table, but the banquet's going to be in 2026.
This is the golden age coming.
He says, make America great again because every American is invited.
My fellow Americans, get ready for an incredible future because the golden age of America has only just begun.
The bunk bed brigade. That's funny every time I hear it. All right, so we got two major events that have happened. The first one somebody brought up during the giveaway. Tina Peters, I do have a copy of the release, the pardon from the governor. So I'll show that to you guys. And the United States military, along with the DEA and U.S. Marshals, carried out an operation and has arrested the leader of Tren de la Agua. He is in U.S. custody and has been extradited to the United States. So those are the two major things that have happened in the last hour. I do find it interesting that Trump called a full lid. I think, I'm telling you, I think after Sunday, I think we may start getting a little bit of pressure in that fire hose. Also, I don't know what was said yet, but I did get a text message that Marco Rubio just dropped a huge bomb on NATO. I don't know what it's about, but whatever it was, I guess it's got NATO worried. Probably, because I believe we were only going to pull 5,000 troops out of Germany, and I was told that they are being shifted to the Middle East. But I think we're pulling everybody out of Germany. So, yeah, Sunday is the National Day of Prayer. This Sunday, the 17th. Another big issue. I'm going to find out what time it starts. But Britain is having a huge national rally. And the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, has come out and told the Brits not to go out and protest because, they don't have free speech like we do. 3 p.m. Eastern time. What was 3 p.m. Eastern? Is that would be 8 p.m. in Britain, if that's what you're referring to. So basically, Keir Starmer has come out and said that, there will not be any rallies and all of this. He has, the Day of Prayer. Yeah, gotcha. Excuse me. Yeah, tomorrow. Yep, that's what they're calling it. And I did hear that I believe it's Nick Shirley, somehow he got into the country because Keir Starmer has stopped all people coming into England who are, quote unquote, according to him, are outside agitators. But they can have all the people from, Pakistan, Afghanistan, the Sudanese, all them come in and come in and start nonsense. Also, Tony Robbins is supposedly going to be giving a speech over there along with Amir Tusi. So I want to find out what time that's going to start because I believe Nick Shirley is going to be live streaming it on his X account. So we'll stream that because I have a feeling that's going to get ugly just because of the Keir Starmer basically told all the British bobbies, the police, to lock people up for any derogatory signs like, Britain is a, an English state, not in anything that goes against we're inclusive and all this other fucking garbage. You know, it's gonna be nuts. I have a feeling it would not surprise me after Trump met with King Charles. It would not surprise me if not quietly the king ends up stepping in. Because I personally believe that the king showed some stuff. And, with our dictator in chief and our king here in the United States, that, he's such a tyrant. You don't see him out there saying that, it's dumbfounding to me. But there was one other thing. Oh, let me get let me see how to let me create a new scene here. Single display. I want to show you guys this this letter, this commutation letter that was passed down from the governor, which was long overdue. And I hope that I don't count on it, but I don't count on it, but I'd like to see her go in front of Congress and basically rip into them. But I believe Miss Tina Peters is going to be used in a deposition. I could be wrong, but that is the feeling that I get. Let me blow this up a little bit. So this is the commute letter that was issued. Let me pull this up. Yeah, she's being freed right now. I was told they're in the process, the U.S. Marshals are in the process of going in and getting her, which is well overdue. Because I just don't think they could, they were going to be able to hold her with all of this stuff coming out. On, what they said she was full of BS on, and now it's coming out that, oh shit, maybe she wasn't. Let me see. Let me pull this up. Let me open it so I can read it. All right, so this is from Jared Polis, the governor. Pursuant executive order, your commutation of sentence Tina M. Peters. Pursuant to the authority vested in the governor of Colorado by Article 4, Section 7 of the Colorado Constitution, I, Jared Polis, governor of the state of Colorado, hereby an executive order commuting the sentence of Tina Peters. Section I, background. In 2024, Tina M. Peters, doc registration number 203512, was convicted of 3 counts of attempting to influence a public servant, as well as a conspiracy to commit criminal impersonation, cause liability, official misconduct, violation of duty elections, and failure to comply with the Secretary of State's requirement. 22 CR 371. She was sentenced to the Department of Corrections for 8 years and 3 months and 6 months in county jail for these crimes. Her current mandatory release date is 2033, and her current established or estimated parole eligibility date is in 2028. The constitutional and statutory conditions for granting this clemency petition have been satisfied, and granting this commutation is in the interest of justice. Section 2, grant of clemency. Tina M. Peters be and hereby is granted limited commutation such to her total sentence inclusive of time in county jail in the Department of Corrections is commuted to 4 years and 4.5 months, and she is granted parole effective June 1st, 2026. This grant of clemency is limited to commuting the sentence of Tina M. Peters so that her total sentence inclusive of time in county jail and Department of Corrections is commuted to 4 years and 4.5 months, and she is granted parole effective June 1st, 2026, with terms and conditions set by the parole board, and it shall not in any way affect the underlying criminal conviction. So it's not fully exonerating her, it's just basically giving, okay, time served, and but I'm sure there's going to be a massive ginormous lawsuit coming down the pike. So yeah, she from what I was told, and like I said, that I can't confirm any of it, so from what I was told, the marshals were basically picking her up, and she was going to be taken to I believe a military hospital to be checked out, and she, from my understanding, is going to remain in she's going to be kept in U.S. Marshal quote-unquote custody. So yeah, the big question is why now? Well, I think DOJ put pressure on that governor, saying, look, there's a pardon a governor can not. I mean, granted, it states charges, but pardon's a pardon. And, they could have, basically dicked around and kept her there. But I'm sure the federal government applied pressure and said, okay, since you are not abiding by a presidential pardon, we're going to withdraw all federal funding from your state, all federal programs, because you are not adhering to the federal government, And I think that basically comes down to I don't believe people can, certain people within this White House, being the commander in chief, can be bought off or bribed. Oh, and there's a new story out about Cash Patel. Apparently, allegedly, and I know this for a fact, not this circumstance, but I know for a fact you can't do this. When we would swim in Pearl Harbor, you had to keep, when we would basically do swim quals and do our regular exercises as part of our group, and granted there was only 18 of us, you had to keep your distance from the Arizona because it is a tomb. Well, allegedly, Cash Patel went scuba diving in Pearl Harbor and went scuba diving, which I find hilarious because anybody who's been to Pearl Harbor, you can't scuba dive inside Pearl Harbor. It's shallow. So this is why I think this story is bullshit. Not so much bullshit, but bullshit. And I think this story is put out there because he made that senator look like a complete and utter ass. And they're trying to muddy the water. So they said he scuba dived near Pearl Harbor. Now, if anybody has been to Pearl Harbor, been on Ford Island, you probably really don't want to swim in that water. I mean, it's a Navy harbor. Okay, it's not that clean. Okay, it's not like if you go out to Diamond Head or if you go out to Waikiki or if you go out to Kaneohe Bay or North Shore. It's a different kind of water. That water's stagnant. And it's not very, very clean. I mean, you can literally, when I lived on Ford Island, I could go out to the pier section closest to Pearl Harbor and I could see the bottom of the drink. So, yeah, it's the, I'll tell you, all the harbors that I've been in, they're pretty, I mean, I wouldn't swim in them, to say the least. Like when I was in the Middle East, and we would have to swim in the Gulf, you had to get shots because it's nasty as shit. Yeah, I would say he probably would get sick. I mean, if if you don't have the proper antibodies, I guess, yeah, you don't want to swim in that water. I mean, you can go on the opposite side of Ford Island where the USS Utah is at, which is, not one of the more known memorials there. I mean, naturally, the Arizona is the big one. And then you got the Mighty Mo, the USS Missouri, which is docked there, or at least it was when I was there, and I'm sure it's still there. They named it a museum. You could actually go on it, which is it's right next to. Oh yeah, there's oil that still comes up. Yep, you are very, very correct on that, and it's disgusting. I mean, even like when we would come out of the drink, it had wetsuits and that on. There's oil on the wetsuits, so you have to, desanitize and all this other shit on your swim gear. I mean, it's nasty. Like I said, the only other body of water that I had been in that was nastier was the Persian Gulf, because over there, like, let's say you have a merchant marine ship, okay, like one of these oil tankers, and let's say it's a Indian oil tanker, and they load up, and as they're in the Gulf, somebody dies or there's a major accident on the boat. Not all the time, but I know for a fact, because when I was in Bahrain, you'd have warships or Navy vessels out in the drink, and sometimes, I mean, it's not like it happens all the time, but you'll hear a ship, on ship to shore radio, do man overboard, because I've seen pictures of where they have launched a helo at because they thought somebody had fell overboard, one of our sailors, and here they went out and picked him up, and it's like just the upper part of a dude's torso, because there was an accident on a vessel and they just threw the shit overboard. And the sea life not on the body, or it was cut or whatever. It's nasty. I mean, it's disgusting. And if you ever been to the Middle East, when you get off the plane, you just smell that crude. It's kind of like when you go into a submarine for the first time. It has a weird smell, and that smell is a chemical called amine. And when the submarine takes on water through desalination, that's how oxygen is made on a submarine. It goes through scrubbers, and it separates the hydrogen and the oxygen, the H2O water separates the molecules. They run them through scrubbers, and those scrubbers has a chemical called amine. And what that does is, after it's separated, the oxygen is pushed out with this chemical, and it leaves a pungent smell in your clothing. That's why when a lot of guys come back from sub trips, they have certain clothes that they only take on submarines, because it has that chemical smell. And when you come back, you take those clothes that that you wore on the boat, and you put them in airtight Ziploc bags, kinds that you suck the air out, so that smell stays. And it takes a while, like, to get it out of your nasal passages. And you really, when you first get on, you notice it, but you really notice it when you get off and you get that fresh air. It reeks. But yeah, I'm not buying this story. There's, my guess is he was probably, scuba diving off, if he even was scuba diving, off of Hickam Air Force Base, out in the drink, probably, 5-10 nautical miles. And they were like, oh, here we go. We can make up a story that he was scuba diving at the Arizona Memorial. There's not enough water in that. It's not deep enough to go scuba diving. So it's the kind of shit that pisses me off. You call a spade if the guy, if it was more of a reasonable, truthful story, it's like, okay, that was really in bad taste, dude. I mean, that's a tomb, but there's no way. And look, I'm telling you, I don't think the harbor would allow it. I really don't. I mean, I could be wrong just because, you're the director of the FBI. I can't see them. No. And and honestly, I don't think, because what are you going to see? You take a small boat from the Welcome Center. They take you out on a craft. You get off. You go onto the memorial. You can look down and see it. And you can see the oil still coming up from the vessel. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Let me see. I want you, for people who haven't heard this, I think Cash Patel just totally, after you guys watch it, I want you guys to give your opinion on whether this was like a major setup. Let me see here. I'm getting a little bit better at this streaming and this software. My biggest thing is I need to prepare scenes prior to let's see, these are all shorts, but that may, all right, here. Yeah, so it was Senator Chris Van Hollen. Let me see if this is the full one, and if so, I'll cue it up. Because this is classic.
Not sure if you saw the news, but Fox News is claiming President Trump is declining in the polls. President Trump responded and says Fox News polls can't be trusted. Now, Newsmax is conducting its own poll on President Trump's job performance. It takes just a minute to vote, so let us know what you think if President Trump is doing a good job. We at Newsmax want to know your opinion, so make sure.
The only person that was slinging margaritas.
Okay, yep, this is the full one. This is absolutely classic. I mean, and you know that he's got the goods on him when just by how the look on his face is like, okay, fucker, you know, oh, I got you here. Let's see. Let me get this to where prior to me pulling this joker up in the edits before I do a transition. And I think it loads faster. There's a lot less delay when I do it like this. Oh, you didn't see it? Oh, this is good, Kelly. This is classic. Because he calls his ass out and he says, oh, we'll publish it. Yeah, it's that classic. And just the look on this guy's face was like, mother. You know, and the sad thing about it is, these people are so fucking smug. Republicans and Democrats. They get in there, and to me, they think they're untouchable. Until there is...
The only person that was slinging margaritas in El Salvador on the taxpayer dollar with a convicted gangbanging rapist was you. You know, the only person that ran up a $7,000 bar tab in Washington, D.C. at the lobby.
Give me 1 second. Let me get this in full screen. Yo, you watched it through? Oh, I've watched it a lot. Yeah. It's that good. It's probably one of the best political beatdowns I've ever seen in a you know, like a Senate setting. Let me I'm gonna redo this because for some reason, oh, so now it does it after I go to delete it. That's awesome. He is talking to Senator Van Holland. This is such a fucking beatdown. It's great. I mean, you can just tell he's like, yeah, I mean, you just have to see his face. It's so classy. You know, and, yep, I know. Thanks for the super chat. Yeah. Attachments was 17. See, that's what I'm saying. This craziness with this 17. There's something to it. I mean, there is something definitely to it. Because you can only have shit so intentional for so long before. But people are so... I don't want to say they're oblivious to it. I think the biggest thing is they have been told...
If you're like many Americans, your biggest monthly expense is probably housing. And depending on where you live, affordability of housing may be a topic that has come up. How does our government measure?
All right, let me
The only person that was slinging margaritas in El Salvador on the taxpayer dollar with a convicted gangbanging rapist was you. The only person that ran up a $7,000 bar tab in Washington, D.C. at the lobby bar was you.
This
the only
suggests
individual in
to
this
me
room
allegations
that has been drinking
are
on
true.
taxpayer dime during
Are
the
you
day
polygraphing
is you.
Director Patel? Come on. These are serious allegations that were made against you. They're in a
allegations
lawsuit
are
that you
false.
filed.
You drinking margaritas with a gangbanger
Actually,
is true and on
it just
video.
goes to show you
running a $7,000 bar tab at the lobby bar
Patel,
has been filed by your own
this
office.
goes to
You
show
drink during the day. That's
Chairman,
you.
Mr.
This is
Chairman,
the ultimate example of hypocrisy.
Chairman,
I will not be tarnished by baseless allegations
let me
and
ask
fraudulent
the question.
statements from the media.
The fact that you mentioned that indicates you don't know what you are talking about.
A tense Senate hearing involving Cash Patel has now exploded into a full-scale social media war after the FBI chief angrily pushed back against accusations surrounding his alleged drinking habits. The fiery exchange unfolded during an annual Senate budget hearing on Tuesday, where Maryland Democrat Chris Van Hollen confronted Patel over reports claiming the FBI director had been excessively drinking and repeatedly absent from key responsibilities. According to reports cited during the hearing, concerns about Patel's alleged behavior had become serious enough to potentially threaten national security. Patel strongly denied the accusations. During the heated confrontation, the FBI director challenged Van Hollen to undergo what he described as an audit together in order to prove who was telling the truth. But the clash didn't stop there. Patel then launched into a series of counterattacks against the senator, accusing Van Hollen of slinging margaritas in El Salvador and running up a massive alcohol tab in Washington, D.C.
The only person that was slinging margaritas in El Salvador on the taxpayer dollar with a convicted gangbanging rapist was you. The only person that ran up a $7,000 bar tab in Washington, D.C. at the lobby bar was you.
This
the only individual in this room that has been drinking on taxpayer dime during the day
polygraphing
is you.
Director Patel? Come on. These are serious allegations that were made against you. They're in a lawsuit that you filed.
You drinking margaritas with a gangbanger is true and on video.
It just goes to show you
running a $7,000 bar tab at the lobby bar has been filed by your own office.
This goes to show
during the day. That's you. This is the ultimate example of hypocrisy.
Chairman,
I will not be tarnished by baseless allegations and fraudulent statements from the media.
The fact that you mentioned that indicates you don't know what you are talking about.
Shortly after the hearing ended, Patel escalated the fight online. Posting on X, he tagged Van Hollen directly and wrote just 2 words: fact check. The post included an image of a disbursement form showing a $7,128 bill linked to the lobby bar in Washington. But Van Hollen quickly fired back. The senator responded publicly by explaining the expense was tied to a holiday reception for staff members and stressed it was paid for using campaign funds, not taxpayer money. He wrote, "You got me. I catered a holiday reception for my staff with campaign, not taxpayer dollars. Now let's see your receipts." Van Hollen also mocked Patel's repeated references to margaritas consumed during a controversial trip to El Salvador involving deported Maryland resident Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Patel appeared to accuse the senator of drinking with what he described as a convicted gang-banging rapist, although reports note that Abrego has not been convicted of rape or gang membership. Trump administration officials have alleged he was tied to MS-13, though he has denied those accusations. Abrego is currently awaiting trial on separate human trafficking charges. Van Hollen later responded sarcastically to Patel's allegations, saying, "Glasses were placed before us, but we did not drink them. I know that may be a confusing concept for Director Patel." A spokesperson for the senator also clarified the bar tab controversy, stating the charge came from a catered after-hours event for more than 50 staff members. The spokesperson emphasized the money came entirely from campaign funds and not taxpayer dollars. But the core controversy surrounding Patel centers on allegations detailed in a bombshell report by The Atlantic. According to the publication, more than 20 dozen anonymous sources describe Patel as having a serious drinking problem, alongside erratic and paranoid behavior. The report raised concerns that the alleged conduct could create risks at the highest levels of national security. Patel has fiercely denied all claims. In response, he filed a massive $250 million defamation lawsuit against The Atlantic. The magazine has vowed to fight the lawsuit. Meanwhile, growing scrutiny surrounding Patel's leadership comes amid speculation about instability inside the Trump administration's law enforcement leadership structure. Patel, a longtime Trump ally, has remained one of the administration's most controversial figures, regularly drawing headlines for his aggressive rhetoric and combative public style. Critics argue the latest Senate showdown only intensified questions surrounding his temperament and fitness for office. The viral clash between Patel and Van Hollen now marks yet another explosive chapter in the ongoing political warfare dominating Washington. And with lawsuits, Senate scrutiny, and online battles all intensifying simultaneously, the controversy surrounding the FBI director appears far from over.
My final question to you, Mr. Director, is do you, and so there have been no occasions when you're, my final question to you, Mr. Director, is do you agree, Director Patel, that if one of your agents was unable to perform his or her duties because of excessive drinking, you would need to take corrective or disciplinary action? You agree with that statement?
We would implement the inspection review process, just like these other agencies have their own internal investigations, and complete that review.
Do you know that it is a crime? As I said in my opening remarks, I really don't care about your personal life so long as you are able to perform your public and official responsibilities, which are awesome responsibilities. Multiple reports, including reporting by The Atlantic, have alleged episodes of excessive drinking, unexplained absences, and behavior that concern current and former FBI and DOJ officials. You at public...
All right, so what I'm going to do...
Senator Van Hollen. Thank you. Director Cicada, you hold a position of public trust. You agree that you should lead by example and be held to at least the same standard of conduct as you expect of ATF agents. Security detail had difficulty waking or locating you. Are categorically reporting by The Atlantic. As I said in my opening remarks, I really don't care about your personal life so long as you are able to perform your public and official responsibilities, which are awesome responsibilities. Multiple reports, including reporting by The Atlantic, have alleged episodes of excessive drinking, unexplained absences, and behavior that concern current and former FBI and DOJ officials. You have publicly denied those allegations and filed a defamation lawsuit. So today, as you testify before Congress, is it your testimony that those allegations are categorically false?
Unequivocally, categorically false.
So there have been no occasions during your tenure when FBI personnel were unable to promptly reach you?
Absolutely not. You can ask my entire workforce. They hear from me at every single hour of the day, as do these great gentlemen here, as do the men and women of the interagency and state and local law enforcement and the White House.
And so there have been no occasions when your security detail had difficulty waking or locating you, is that right?
Nope, it's a total farce. I don't even know where you get this stuff, but it doesn't make it credible because you say so.
I'm not saying it, Director Patel. It's been written and documented.
You are literally saying it.
No, I'm saying that these are reports, Director Patel.
No,
and
unlike your baseless reports, the only person that was slinging margaritas in El Salvador on the taxpayer dollar with a convicted gangbanging rapist was you.
You know, the
only person that ran up a $7,000 bar tab in Washington, D.C. at the lobby bar was you.
This
so the only individual in this room
that
has been drinking on taxpayer dime during
the
day
is
you.
Director Patel, come on. These are serious allegations that were made against you. They're in a lawsuit that you filed.
You drinking margaritas with a gangbanger is true and on video.
It just goes to show you
running a $7,000 bar.
Now, just look at the faces of his staff members, okay? All right, I'm going to look this up. I do not believe that you can use campaign funds to do this. okay? The reason I say this is you'll see when Cash Patel traps him and somewhat gets him to admit, and he turns back to his staffer and tells the staffer to post it. That was that receipt that they posted. I think this was all a big trap, and this idiot fell for it. Okay?
Tab at the lobby bar has been filed by your own office.
This goes to show
drink during the day. That's you. This is the ultimate example of hypocrisy.
Mr. Chairman,
I will not be tarnished by baseless allegations
let me
and fraudulent statements from the media.
The fact that you mentioned that indicates you don't know what you are talking about. Now, here, Director
The only thing I know is you're the one drinking margaritas with felons.
Actually, that's a false statement, and I'm asking you about your statements.
I've answered that.
And I'm asking you about a particular report. And
it's not a report.
Your testimony is, so let me ask you this. Are you willing to take the test, it's called the audit test, that members of our active duty military and others take to determine whether they have a drinking problem?
I'll take any test you're willing to take.
I will take it, Director Patel. I'll take it. You ready to take it?
Let's go.
Yes or no?
Let's go. Side by side.
I'll take it. All right. I think that the fact that you're so... Have you ordered...
Now, keep in mind, unless it's changed, the SSO makes every member of the 7th floor, which is top level, GS, I believe like GS 13s and above, they have to polygraph at minimum once per year. They have to do very, very strict expense reports. They have to file financial disclosure statements, the whole 9 yards. Where these clowns, they don't have to do this. Okay? It says, Jeff, no campaign funds. Yeah, I didn't think so. So, this is where I think he got him to admit that you illegally used campaign money to do this. Okay? It's very interesting. I out of popcorn, I haven't got full confirmation, but my understanding is Director Ratcliffe, director of the CIA, when he went down and met with the president of Cuba, that they gave him an ultimatum, and I believe from the person, the way they describe shit, they did a snatch and grab on Raul Castro. And I want to look for flights within the last 24 to 48 hours that left Cuba, and maybe, and granted, they'll probably fly in dark, but I know with Skyglass, you can go in and do a little bit more because they keep their own SQL database with all this stuff to see if they
Ladies and gentlemen, the FBI
what the hell's the name of that in Florida? There is a base near CENTCOM where they bring in a lot of guys who have been burlap sacked. I believe it begins with an I, but I could be wrong. Anyways, we'll get back to this because this is good.
Polygraph tests of members of your team to determine how that story came about?
The FBI conducts polygraph tests all the time.
No, have you ordered polygraph tests for members of your team to determine who was the source of the stories that I'm asking you about?
I don't order any polygraph tests. There's an internal inspection review process for any and all leaks, especially of baseless information at the FBI, that's been in place for the last 30 years. Those processes are followed by career intelligence and agents on the ground.
So I'll take that as a yes, since you said that these were unauthorized disclosures. I have another round of questioning regarding your firing people who were important to gathering intelligence with respect to Iran, but I'll wait for my second round. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, Director Patel, I've been listening carefully to your responses to some of my colleagues, and I want to start with a question that Senator Coons asked you that relates to this article where the headline is Cash Patel's latest firings ousted agents with expertise in Iran. The article says that these individuals were fired for their role in the classified documents investigations of Donald Trump. First of all, is that true?
The article, just like all the other articles you cited, is false, and there's ongoing litigation, so I can't address it.
Okay. You did answer Senator Coons, and I understood your answer to be that the people that were fired, that none of them were part of the group that had Iran expertise. Is that your answer?
No, he asked if they were Iran experts. I said they were not.
We promise a tenfold refund if it doesn't work. Traditional dentures can lead to jawbone loss and alter your...
Were the group fired, did it include people who were Iran experts?
No.
Did it include people who were involved in counter-espionage activities with respect to Iran?
I don't have the list in front of me.
So you don't know whether or not you fired people with counter-espionage experience with respect to Iran? You don't know the answer to that question?
I terminated anyone and everyone that weaponized law enforcement.
I see. So it was related, obviously, to the classified documents case. So
that's not what I said.
Well, Director Patel, I understood you to say in response to Senator Murray that you've not redirected FBI resources toward the immigration enforcement effort.
That's not what I said.
Okay. Have you redirected resources away from your core FBI responsibilities toward the mass deportation effort?
No one at the FBI has been permanently reassigned on the immigration front, and when we pull the numbers, the FBI's overall operational field expenditures surged periodically for immigration enforcement activities, including the arrest of 2,000 people with direct ties to foreign terrorist organizations, was 2.4%.
So, okay. So the key word there, I guess, was permanently. You have not permanently reassigned. Is that what you reassigned temporarily?
Surges, yes, sir.
Okay. Have you had a chance to listen to or read about Brian Driscoll's statements about what you said to him and the reasons for his firing?
No, I have not, sir.
Okay. So let me just say this, Mr. Director. In your response to me earlier, where you had a little bit of a blow-up,
Yeah, it wasn't Alligator Alcatraz, it's Opelika. Is a covert base in Florida where they bring in people that have been burlap sacked.
Made a couple provably false statements.
So did you.
No, Mr. Director, I was reading about and asking you to respond to allegations that are made. In fact, I was giving you an opportunity to do that, and you took that opportunity. But in the process, you made these provably false statements that I know are sort of like urban legend in right-wing media about margaritas in El Salvador, which is provably false. And so
this is where it gets good.
Coming from the mouth of an FBI director to make provably false statements in a hearing like this is extremely troubling. And it leads me to ask whether or not the other things you've been saying are false statements.
You know, that lady that's sitting behind him in the moo-moo, God, I hope they find something on her.
And so because that's a provably false statement. You made a couple others that are provably false. And this is from the mouth of the FBI director.
The only one that made false statements is you.
My final question to you, Mr. Director, is do you know that it is a crime to lie to Congress? Do you know that? That's my last question.
I have not lied to Congress.
This is classic receipt in motion.
I didn't ask you that.
Lied to Congress is you?
I'm not testifying here, sir, and I don't lie.
Maybe the next time you run up a $7,000 bar tab, we can talk about it.
Well, see, there you go, lying again. You suggested
in the FEC report. I'll post it right now.
You suggested it was public. It wasn't public money.
What? FEC, your federal claim, okay? So, Cash Patel says, hold on, I'll post it right now. Watch. I hope they show it in this clip where he turns around, looks at his staffer, and just points the finger like they had this cocked and ready to go.
As you know, that was for a 50-member staff party.
So it was a $7,000 bar tab.
Mr. Patel, I'm glad. Let me just say in closing, Mr. Chairman, two things. I'm glad that you have agreed to take the test regarding, whether you have alcohol problems. I'm glad you agreed with me to do that. You still haven't answered my final question. Do you know, Mr. Director, that it is a crime to lie to Congress? Do you know that?
I do not lie to Congress.
I didn't ask you that.
And you're insinuating that I am.
I asked you whether you know.
You want to correct your time in this session where you got steamrolled by the facts so you can have a Twitter narrative so you can go raise more money and spend more money on $7,000 bar tabs.
Just let the record
I'm not
show,
going to give
Mr.
it
Chairman.
to you.
The director of the FBI apparently does not want to answer the question about whether or not it's a crime to lie to Congress, and I find that extremely troubling.
I find it troubling that you lie to the American people every day.
You are a disgrace, Mr. Director.
Not nearly as big as you.
The fact that you can't answer that question, I will. That concludes my questioning, Mr. Chairman. But I'm obviously very troubled.
If it is invalid, we promise a tenfold refund. This denture can be successfully worn in just 1 second.
All right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Patel, I think you know that I have great respect for the men and women of the FBI, their mission, fidelity, bravery, integrity. I believe they deserve a director who respects.
That's not. I want to get. And I think it's a short where you see him motion back. Because they didn't show it in the live, but there was another camera where he motioned back to his aide and basically said, okay, fucking post it. And they did. And it's the best. Absolute best. Let me get, I gotta, because I even showed my mother, and I'm like, look, tell me this wasn't a complete and utter setup. And she's like, oh, shit. Oh, let's see. And I love how they spin this. Cash has a meltdown, and he didn't have a meltdown. He just put it out there that, no, Senator, you're the one lying. Not
I said it.
Cash Patel. Let me get...
In my opening remarks, I really don't care.
Give me 1 second here. Oh, Cash Patel. It'll just take me a second to get this.
I said in my opening remarks, I really don't care about your personal life so long as you are able to perform your public and official.
Okay, when I was talking to you guys earlier about the EAM in the odd prefix, that CB, was it CB or CN? That is the weird header that I was telling you guys about, and that was a direct to a specific station. So I think Panda sees either Garfield or some deer. So I have this short queued up, so we'll listen to. I hope this is the one.
Responsibilities, which are awesome responsibilities. Multiple reports, including reporting by The Atlantic, have alleged episodes of excessive drinking, unexplained absences, and behavior that concern current and former FBI and DOJ officials. You have publicly denied those allegations and filed a defamation lawsuit. So today, as you testify before Congress, is it your testimony that those allegations are categorically false?
Unequivocally, categorically false.
So there have been no occasions during your tenure when FBI personnel were unable to promptly reach you?
Absolutely not. You can ask my entire workforce. They hear from me at every single hour of the day, as do these great gentlemen here, as do the men and women of the interagency and state and local law enforcement and the White House.
And so there have been no occasions when your security detail had difficulty waking or locating you, is that right?
Nope, it's a total farce. I don't even know where you get this stuff, but it doesn't make it credible because you say so.
I'm not saying it, Director Patel. It's been written and documented.
You are literally saying it.
No, I'm saying that these are reports, Director Patel.
No, the only person that ran up a $7,000 bar tab in Washington, D.C. at the lobby bar was you. So the only individual in this room that has been drinking on taxpayer dime during the day is you.
Director Patel, come on. I said in my opening remarks, I really don't care about your personal life
Trump's welcome got off to a nice start when he was greeted by children upon children upon children. But then things took a turn for the worse when Trump was confronted by stares.
This is going to bug the shit out of me until I find this. So I'm going to find this. Excuse me. I thought I seen a question. Maybe not. Because just the look. Oh, I know what it was about the header. So when the first group where, you know, he went like Charlie, November 6, 7, whatever, okay? That basically tells them what card to pull. It's the the prefix of the message, and that 2 letters hasn't been used. So something, I believe, major, and this is just my analysis. Just by looking at historical data, this type of header hasn't been used since it's been since they've been logging these publicly. Just people that sit at a shortwave radio or ham radio or use SDRs, and they log these. So it's just, and I think this probably has more to deal with Cuba, because if the story is true that we did a snatch and grab on Raul, it's probably going to piss the Politburo off inside of China, and it'll probably piss off the Duma inside of Russia, because Cuba's kind of like a vassal state for them. There's so many listening posts on that island directed towards the United States that it's crazy. But in the meantime, I gotta find this short, and I'm not gonna be happy till I find it. So just give me 1 minute. I'll mute the desktop section so you guys just don't hear me running through these. But I guess I can keep talking to you guys because this is just so fucking classic. Oh, I know. I bet you how I can find it. Let me go to dumbass to my watch history and Okay, so that's where I watched about the UK. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't record the shorts. If not, I'll do it on this other device. Yeah, I don't think it does. Oh, wait. Dumbass. Click on the one that says shorts. So those are all of today. Let me see. Man, I don't know if they took this down, but I gotta find this. I'm sorry, guys. I just want you to just watch Hold on one second. What? I seen Sissy with boom, boom, boom. What? Hold on, I'm scrolling up. Oh, the clips on Telegram? Okay. This is so classic. Who has the shock zapper? That's awesome. All right, hold on. Now I know why when I watch streamers and I get pissed off because they're not looking into chat. Now I know why. Somebody said I was on the shitter. That's classic. He's on the shitter. Oh my God. You guys are a riot. I'll tell you what. If anybody is ever like on suicide watch, this is like the ultimate way of getting off a suicide watch. Yeah, I noticed. You've been screaming. That's awesome. I should have narrowed the Oh shit. That's classic. All right, let me get oh, let's see what the hell is. Holy shit, that's funny. My sides hurt. All right. Let's see. That's funny. There, it updated. Alrighty. Now let me go all the way to the end. Let me switch back to make sure there's no like hey stupid. All right.
Lied to Congress? Lied to Congress is you?
I'm not testifying here, sir, and I don't lie.
Maybe the next time you run up a...
All right, hold on. Oh my God, this is so funny. Lost and found. Yeah, I did say I was getting the hang of it. I'm gonna have to install like a version of the Red Phone. Oh, that's class. Let's see. Let me see if it'll let me download this. Yeah, it's gonna let me download it. This may be like one of the, like how I have the Trump opening. This may be like one of those ones that I do do clip it a little bit, and let me see. Man, is that fucking funny. I think what I'm going to do is on one of the other screens, I'm going to just dedicate that one for chat. All right, let me just where is let me just put it in here. Make sure that's the right video.
Lie to Congress? I didn't ask that. Lie to Congress is you? I'm not testifying here, sir, and I don't lie. Maybe the next time you run up a $7,000 bar tab, we can talk about it. Well, see, there you go. Lying again. You suggest the FEC report. I'll post it right here.
Yeah, here we go. Yep. This is so awesome. Let me get back to this. Single display. No, not that one. Now I'm going to get all these because I monitor a lot of Middle Eastern channels in the Middle East on Telegram. Media. Add. Media file.
I said in my opening remarks, I really don't care about your personal life so long as you are able to perform your public and official responsibilities, which are awesome responsibilities. Multiple reports, including reporting by The Atlantic, have alleged episodes of excessive drinking, unexplained absences, and behavior that concern current and former FBI and DOJ officials. You have publicly denied those allegations and filed a defamation lawsuit. So today, as you testify before Congress, is it your testimony that those allegations are categorically false?
Unequivocally, categorically false.
So there have been no occasions during your tenure when FBI personnel were unable to promptly reach you?
Absolutely not. You can ask my entire workforce. They hear from me at every single hour of the day, as do these great gentlemen here, as do the men and women of the interagency and state and local law enforcement and the White House.
And so there have been no occasions when your security detail had difficulty waking or locating you.
I'm not
testifying here, sir, and I don't lie.
Maybe the next time you run up a $7,000 bar tab, we can talk about it.
Well, see, there you go. I'm not saying
lying again. You suggested in the FEC report. I'll post it right now.
You suggested it was public. It wasn't public money, as you know. No, I'm saying that these are reports, Director Patel.
That ran up a $7,000 bar tab in Washington, D.C. at the lobby bar
to me,
was you.
This
so the only
suggests
individual
All right, give me. I knew I cursed myself.
I said in my opening remarks, I really don't care about your personal life so long as.
Okay. Can you guys hear me? All right, can you guys hear the video? Okay. Can't hear the video? Okay, that's... Yeah, give me 1 second.
It wasn't public money, as you know. That was for a 50-member staff party.
So it was a $7,000 bar tab.
Mr.
Lied to Congress?
I didn't ask you that.
Lied to Congress is you?
I'm not testifying here, sir, and I don't lie.
Maybe the next time you run up a $7,000 bar tab, we can talk about it.
Well, see, there you go, lying again. You suggested...
The FEC report, I'll post it right now.
You suggested it was public. It wasn't public money, as you know. That was for a 50-member staff party.
So it was a $7,000 bar tab.
Mr. Patel, I'm glad. Let me just say in closing, Mr. Chairman, 2 things.
Lied to Congress?
I didn't ask you that.
Lied to Congress is you?
I'm not testifying here, sir, and I don't lie.
Maybe the next time you run up a $7,000 bar tab, we can talk about it.
Well, see, there you go, lying again. You suggested...
The FEC report, I'll post it right now.
You suggested it was public. It wasn't public money, as you know. That was for a 50-member staff party.
So it was a $7,000 bar tab.
Mr. Patel, I'm glad. Let me just say in closing, Mr. Chairman, 2 things.
Lied to Congress? Lied to Congress?
I didn't ask you that.
Lied to Congress is you?
Isn't that the best? Just the look on his face where he was like, oh, okay, I'll go ahead and post it. And he turns around and looks at that female, because right before he did it, you could just see the smirk on her face, like, oh shit, I can't believe this idiot fell for it. So, do you know how hard it is when Congress says, oh, you want me to play it again? Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. Media. Okay. I'll get it back up here for you.
Lied to Congress?
I didn't ask you that.
Lied to Congress is you?
I'm not testifying here, sir, and I don't lie.
Maybe the next time you run up a $7,000 bar tab, we can talk about it.
Well, see, there you go, lying again. You suggested...
The FEC report, I'll post it right now.
You suggested it was public. It wasn't public money, as you know. That was for a 50-member staff party.
So it was a $7,000 bar tab.
Mr. Patel, I'm glad. Let me just say in closing, Mr. Chairman, Two things.
Lied to Congress?
I didn't ask you that.
Lied to Congress is you?
I'm not testifying here, sir, and I don't lie.
Maybe the next time you run up a $7,000 bar tab, we can talk about it.
Well, see, there you go. Lying again. You suggested.
The FEC report, I'll post it right now.
You suggested it was public. It wasn't public money, as you know. That was for a 50-member staff party.
So it was a $7,000 bar tab.
Mr. Patel, I'm glad. Let me just say in closing, Mr. Chairman, two things.
Lied to Congress?
I didn't ask you that.
Lied to Congress is you?
I'm not testifying here, sir, and I don't lie.
Maybe the next time you run up a $7,000 bar tab, we can talk about it.
Well, see, there you go. Lying again. You suggested.
The FEC report, I'll post it right now.
You suggested it was public. It wasn't public money, as you know. That was for a 50-member staff party.
So it was a $7,000 bar tab.
Mr. Patel, I'm glad. Let me just say in closing, Mr. Chairman, two things.
Lied to Congress?
I didn't ask you that.
Lied to Congress is you?
I love this.
I'm not testifying here, sir, and I don't lie.
Maybe the next time you run up a $7,000 bar tab, we can talk about it.
Well, see, there you go. Lying again. You suggested.
The FEC report, I'll post it right now.
You suggested it was public. It wasn't public money, as you know. That was for a 50-member staff party.
So it was a $7,000 bar tab.
Mr. Patel, I'm glad. Let me just say in closing, Mr. Chairman, two things.
Lied to Congress?
I didn't ask you that.
Lied to Congress is you?
I'm not testifying here, sir, and I don't lie.
Maybe the next time you run up a $7,000 bar tab, we can talk about it.
Well, see, there you go. Lying again. You suggested.
The FEC report, I'll post it right now.
You suggested it was public. It wasn't public money, as you know. That was for a 50-member staff party.
So it was a $7,000 bar tab.
Mr. Patel, I'm glad. Let me just say in closing, Mr. Chairman, two things.
Lied to Congress?
I didn't ask you.
I absolutely love it. Because that smirk, when he was like, oh, okay, post it. So you admitted it wasn't taxpayers' dollars, but you used campaign funds. Oh. And I think once, I don't know if he didn't realize what he said, or if he was like, oh, fuck, I just screwed myself. And the look on his aide's face, the girl that was sitting to his right, the smirk on his face, make a t-shirt. Oh, that, yes. Oh, what could we... I'll have to come up with something. That would be a good one. Yeah. Oh, so you did run up a $7,000 bar tab. That is so classic. LexisNexis and Microsoft, who was at the part lobbyist, yeah. No, the only that what was that C-SPAN? Like I said, I went through like all the major news channels, and even their shorts, they didn't have that. I mean, they had the audio part of it because we did hear that. He goes, "Oh, okay, well, we'll post it," but that double view facing towards the Senate and then facing towards the person testifying, that is just classic. That is like next level gamesmanship. Like, oh, I got your ass. Okay, so it was $7,000. Because I'm guessing a picture of Cash and saying, oh, so it wasn't so. That's a good one. That is a good one. Oh my God, that's so funny. But when I seen that, I was like, holy shit. I didn't see that coming. And then that smirk. Once that smirk, I was like, oh shit, he just trapped his ass. So damn hilarious. Yeah, Cash. Well, you know, like I said, I think a lot of this, this is where they're going to get a lot of these congressional members. And they are going to mysteriously, the Senate will be a little bit different because the Senate is every 6 years. I think a lot of these people are not going to be running for re-election. And they either step down and, they take all their campaign funds. Because, you can run for, let's say anybody in this damn chat wants to run for public office, right? And you create a 501c3. And you have people donating. Well, we'll say small term. $250,000 you collected in donations. And you lose, right? Or you withdraw before the election. You don't have to give that money back. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, but I think it's going to change, Donnie. It has to. There are, and this is where I believe with Trump, okay? His ego's too big, which there's nothing wrong with that. And he wants to protect his legacy. So he don't want to be the one that, quote unquote, come out with all these conspiracies and nothing ever happened. And I can't wait till, somebody says, oh, there's never been no big arrest. Well, it happened today with Agua. Oh, well, but that's not the one I wanted to see. So no major arrests have happened. Those are going to be the individuals that when shit really hits the fan, and I think it starts Monday. I have a gut feeling Monday it's going to kick off. Because you got Monday after the National Day of Prayer. Somebody posted in here, Trump did a lid. So, no communications in or outside of the White House. Giving, a day to recoup from this trip. Really think about what he's going to say. I'm sure he's probably going to have a couple ministers come in and, talk to him. I mean, if I was in his position, I would. If I was going to come out and do this, Monday is a holiday here. Where are you at, Angel? Yeah. Well, when I think they got this guy from Agua, I think we watched it. Because I think it was 2 nights ago, I was showing you guys all those Blackhawks that were, oh, you're in Canada? Okay. all those Black Hawks were down on the border in Mexico, and we had that Q4 drone flying on the western peninsula or the west coast of Mexico. I think that's when they went in and got him. I'd dollars to donuts that's when they went in and did a snatch and grab. And that dude probably didn't even think it was coming. And now we got this big buildup, with Cuba. I mean, and here was last night. I don't know. Might have been about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I was hearing Black Hawks and Chinooks. Now, granted, we have near the Akron-Canton Airport, we have a yep, I had to let Miss Panda in. 6 o'clock on Sunday. Okay. Yeah, well, I'll have to do a stream for that because I'm telling you, I think that's when all after Sunday going into Monday, I think that's when we are going to start seeing. And look, if this is how I think this is going, people are going. This is why I think one of the big reasons I think they have these QRF forces, because I think people are going to lose their shit. They're not going to be able. Some people aren't going to be able to process this. And they're. If shit really gets buck wild, you may start seeing people looting. So, yeah, this is going to get very, very intriguing, to say the least. Let's go to the big map. Let's see what's flying in the U.S. and what we got down near Habana. I know there was a Q4 drone flying in the southern end of the whole southern portion of yeah. Oh, yeah, the stage for the 250 is, yeah. All right, let me get to interact. And please let this be a MQ4. MQ9. So we're flying this. So this is Border and Customs. Is who it's tagged. Flying out of Balboa. And I bet you that sucker starts watching here and here. This is the one that has been flying the whole part. Yeah, see, here's the trace. Look at this shit. It looks like, here, let's follow the path. So it must have went in and landed. It's coming back. She's coming back. I'm telling you, I think we are days, if not maybe just a couple weeks away from shit hitting the fan. And I hope that my information is correct on this. And yeah, Brazilian. Yeah, there was something to come out about Brazil. With their president down there that I was reading. Damn, I forget what it was. But I look for within days that this goes down. So this is, I think, a refueler. Nope, that's a clipper. Team 76, that's going to be a military. So, see, they're doing this shit out in the drink again, too. Remember, we were watching that earlier where they had that cargo plane go out there and was doing loops. I'm telling you, I think they dropped some ribs out there. And they're watching something. I think probably the Sosa warning nets picked up on something, or when they had that nuke sniffer up and running, and it was going up and down the East Coast seaboard. They may have hit on something. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to tell you guys. Did you hear that the Iranian IRGC head put out another $50 million bounty on Trump's head today? So now it's up to 100 million euros, which the euro is stronger than the US dollar. So you're probably looking, last time I paid in euros, I think we were paying like 1.42 because it's stronger than the pound as well. But yeah, I mean, he openly come out and said, yeah, we're going to put another 50 million euro bounty on his ass. Absolutely nuts. That you have to know that, yep, we can see your comments there, CLK. Yeah, the B762s, yep. Right? Yeah, I don't think this is the beginning of it with this type of shit. I mean, I can definitely see, the Secret Service is going to have a problem with him because I don't think he wants, basically to be bullied and saying that, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not worried about their threats, but in the same sense, Secret Service, their whole job is to keep that dude alive. So that part will be very interesting. Yeah, so this thing in the UK tomorrow is going to be interesting. I'm shocked. You know, here's a prediction. I bet you. It may not be a prediction. It may be a spoiler. How many do you think Nick Shirley's going to get arrested tomorrow? I bet you he gets arrested tomorrow in the UK. There is a reason why they let him in there. And I'll tell you what, I don't know who's backing him, if he is getting any type of backing. I don't know right now if you could pay me enough money to leave this country. I can definitely see him getting her. And was it Tommy Robinson? I definitely can see him, because I think he's speaking. Amir Tusi's speaking. I can definitely see, Tommy Robinson. Hell, they play ping pong with him. They're always going after him. But I just can't believe, that the Prime Minister of the UK comes out and tells the British subjects, don't go out there and, have all these controversial signs. And, I mean, I don't think I'd want to be in a British jail. Because, first of all, you want your fish and chips? Screw off. Yeah, did you guys ever watch, it was the first episode of, the movie, or the series with Sylvester Stallone, where he's in jail, and there's this guy in there that was doing a wind farm scam or something, and he got busted for fraud. In the prisoner, one of the prisoners told him basically, that's my bed, and Stallone said, no, you gotta watch out for the quiet ones. And then he just gets up and cold cocks the dude. I think I'm in like season 2, maybe episode 6 or 7. I binge, no, not Rocky. It's like, it was I don't think it was a Netflix series. It might have been. I don't know. I watch it through a different platform. And oh my God, it's pretty funny. But do I have it wrong on the pin message? That wouldn't surprise me. I gotta go through and because I got like the Instagram for the show and all that. I gotta go in and change that. Yeah, we're probably going to get an EAM here shortly. But yeah, I think the thing over in the UK starts at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock maybe. And I know they said that Nick was going to be broadcasting it on his X account. So I want to watch it. I mean, I think that's going to turn into an absolute fucking bloodbath. Because, you know, they let all these... Yeah, would y'all spot a tea, Governor? Have you... I'm like a huge fan of Winston Churchill, right? And when there's this movie, I think it was on HBO. Yeah, Tulsa King, that's it. But there was this movie, it's called I think it was called The Gathering Storm. And Neville Chamberlain was the Prime Minister of the UK. And Winston Churchill was, I believe he was an MP. And he was, you know, warning Britain, warning the Allies, warning Parliament that, you know, Hitler, he's building his war machine. You know, and Neville Chamberlain would be like, oh, he's drunk. And, you know, Winston Churchill always ate Dunby cake. And he was like close to, you know, penance, bankruptcy. This is before he became prime minister. And, but it is such, I mean, it's a really, really good movie. It's called The Gathering Storm. And it's almost like Britain is, it would not surprise me if, yeah, get your knickers in, award. I spent a little time in Menwith Hill Station up in Northern England, Scotland. There's a NSA base up there. And, oh my God. What a clown show that country is. You know, especially like when you get into Scotland, you know, there's a couple, yeah, Albert Finney, yep, was true. Man, that was such a good movie. Even if you, like, don't like that period, you know, of history, or if you never really followed it, I mean, it shows you how, you know, the right before the Blitz, how fragile the UK government was, and all of the tension, and it's almost like they're feeling it now, because, you know, Starmer, all of his fucking people are resigning. And, you know, who knows? Is it, I mean, we can all Monday morning quarterback this shit, but I do find it intriguing that the king comes here, and then next thing you know, all hell's breaking loose in the UK again. And, you know, the king, when he landed, he, you know, basically had put out a message to 10 Downing Street, hey, we're still having that conversation tomorrow, right? I've held pool of water. Yeah. Mendenhall, Lakenheath. Yeah. So, yeah, it's, yeah, figgy pudding. And he was always eating Dunby cake. Dude, and this guy, you know, how they portrayed Churchill, dude, this guy was a booze hound. I mean, he was tossing the beverages. Oh boy. Yeah, it's a good flick. I mean, I recommend watch. I probably watched it about 50 times. It's that good. And you know, the other big conspiracy was, you know, did we get Hitler? Or, you know, I watched what the hell was that? There was a TV series. Was it like Unknown History or some? I think it was on the History Channel. Maybe it was like Brad Meltzer, but they went down to Argentina and they were talking to all of these people. That's another good one, Man in High Castle. That, yeah, Mike Penny did pass away. I think it was heart related. Yeah. Yeah, because we always laughed about him and his spaceship. Yeah, or oh my God. You know, when she said World War 11, I just wonder if there was anybody on her staff that realized what the fuck she did, or are they just all that incompetent? I mean, what the fuck? See, that's why I can never run for politics. I don't have a filter. You know, I was running my buddy's campaign. First time he ever run for mayor, right? And he's a Republican, and the city next to where I live in the township is predominantly yeah, leering some history. Dude, there are so many damn good ideas for shirts. I gotta write these down. Oh my God. The date WW11 started, and then a big question mark or something along those lines. That stupid shit would sell because people will be like, that's pretty funny. But oh, what the hell was it? See that? Oh, so yeah, I don't have a filter. I mean, and he would call me and he'd be like, hey, because I told him, I said, look, here's the only thing. I'll do whatever I can to help you. I can get you all the money you need, okay, to run you. But he has a very, 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 very Roman numeral 11. That's XI for people who, for in case anybody from the Leering Center is watching. He has a very big social media problem. I hate social media. I mean, we're on there for business. I barely ever look at Facebook. I mean, you know, if I'm like on suicide watch, I'll look at it and be like, you know, things aren't that bad. I mean, yeah, where is Q? What is Q minus? Hold on. I can tell you what Q minus is. Cloudbot will tell you who Q minus is. Pooty Poot is Q minus. You know, the joke is, in case you oh, never mind, I misread your your post. Q minus is the poot. We got Q minus, we got Q, and we got Q plus. But I said, before you post anything, before you respond to any post, this is the only requirement I ask of you. Because I can help you if there's any type of debate. You know, we can pull financials, we can do all this shit. And I said, but I don't think you need to do that. I said, people are tired of the mudslinging. They don't give a shit. All they want is, what are you going to do to fix this shit? And, Kirsten W., yeah. I think she died of COVID. Yeah. That my first interaction with her was pretty funny. I think, yeah, it was on Frogs. And I started speaking Mandarin, and she's like, "Holy shit, you speak this better than I do." I was like, "No, I'm sure I don't." Yeah, there's a lot of people. And then you got my boy who's out there fucking talking to dolphins and shit, old Mike Jaco. Oh my God. No, Flipper. Now, I can tell you, SEAL teams do utilize dolphins. They actually train them, but that time he said, I talked to dolphins, I'm like, all right, dude, I'm out. Yeah, Rhino passed as well, yeah. You know, as much as he pissed me off, my God, Dave used to piss me off. And not like in a meaningful way, but just he was so fucking stubborn. You know, had people lined up to get down there to help him. You know, just like Agent J and I, that other idiot that used to bash everybody under the sun. And normally when you get people that bash everybody under the sun, they got skeletons in their closet that, you know, they don't want to expose, or they, you know, have had a shitty life, but, you know, we were going to help this person, and then it's just like, no, we'll use the money elsewhere. do something else, you know, and Dave was kind of like the opposite. You just wanted to reach through the fucking telephone and strangle his ass. Jeez. Remote viewing. Oh my God. Every time Shane passed away, yeah. Every time I see Jaco, you know, I don't know why, but all I see is a Sith Lord. Palpatine, where he's holding out his fucking hand and electricity and shit's coming from it. I mean, look, I'm not. That shit may exist. I don't know. Look, I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of shit. I think that. Did Diamond Low pass? If she passed, I didn't know. Oh, I hope that's not the case. Oh, she didn't? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, yeah, well, that's good. I was gonna say that's sad. But yeah, I can see Jaco standing there and like, you know, there's somebody I talk to probably like 4 or 5 times a day, and you know he's in this group of this community, and you know he doesn't chat that much. He just sits back and watches, but we always joke about Rhino, right? And how he would, oh shit, you guys better gamble. Gracie lost it all. Oh yeah, okay, Diamond and so yeah, yep, I got you. Okay, when I seen Diamond, I was thinking of Diamond Lil. But we always joke about, you know, fucking Rhino dropping down in a spaceship and shit, you know, or just when he would go on his rants during Trump's first term. Those were absolutely classic rants. Oh my God, those things were so. And then you would get Don. Oh, those two. Oh my God. Those two clowns fought back and forth so damn funny. And, you know, like me or Travis, we would like instigate the shit just so we could laugh. Oh my God. I don't know whatever happened to Don either. I haven't seen him anywhere. Hopefully he's doing well. I know he's down in Texas. Oh, yeah, Area 111. Oh my, yeah. I think he's still duck walking with Don. Yes. And then Rhino would get on him about drinking. Yeah, RH. Yeah, yeah, RH. I think he still does the show. I mean, he's a good dude. I've talked to him a couple times. He's just real dry, wealth of information. There's no doubt about that. Oh, so funny. Dude, I can remember there were times I had to mute the fucking mic because I was laughing so hard. Oh, that is so funny. Yep. Oh, yeah. Duck walking on dawn. Oh my God, that shit was so. Yeah, San Antonio. Yeah, because my youngest sister, she lives in Cibolo. Is it Cibolo? Oh no, Shirts Tech. Because I always tell my niece and nephew they're yeah, yeah. I watch. I'll get notifications on like Rumble. Yeah, yeah. Oh my God. Oh, that shit is so. See that kind of stuff right there. That stuff happens in the military all the time. The crazy fucking stories, stupid shit. Like, this, all right. So here we go. Here we go with a Fort Huachuca story. So this is where Bobo the Clown was at. So the way it was in Fort Huachuca was, yeah, they had a bar right across from the Navy and Marine Corps barracks, okay? And it was called the Ozone. And you you could drink there at 18. All right. And the reason why on base you could drink at the age of 18 was because they didn't want you going to Mexico. Because we were only 60 miles north of Mexico. And so they didn't want you going down there getting in trouble with the federales, and then the State Department has to get involved, because if you end up in the clink down there and they find out, normally in those border towns they can spot military a mile away. And so we were over at the Ozone, and this is the first time I ever drunk. And I was drinking, oh shit, I take that back. This is the second time. First time was in Pensacola, Florida, and I got smacked in the head with a fucking beer bottle by a local, and a brawl broke out. But we just graduated, so they would have graduation every week because it was a self-paced course, and you could, if it took you 12 hours to graduate the course, it was 12 hours. If it took you 6 months, it was 6 months. As long as, they would roll you back, I think a maximum of 3 times with the CO's permission, if the instructors felt like, okay, they're getting the hang of it. We just give us a little bit more time, and the CO could sign off on a waiver, to let you extend. So, there was, it was guy last name Welteroth. And then this other dude, his name will come to me, but we called him Buddha because he looked like Buddha. And there was like 8 or 10 of us. And so we go to the ozone because we all graduated, and we were graduating that Friday. And I think it might have been, it had to have been Wednesday or Thursday. It had to have been Thursday, because that's when I was throwing up in the room. So classic. And Long Island iced teas, that's what the hell it was. And those fuckers snuck up on me, especially, for somebody who's only drank once or twice. But, so, we're out there, and there was these 2 guys. They were Janisac and Levisay. And they were, when they got done with this school, they were going to bud screening. So they were going to go to do screening to go into buds. And so we're all at this damn bar, and it's all military. I mean, we're in there, and we're getting ready to leave. And so you walk out the main doors of the bar, and boom, right there's the Navy and Marine barracks. So it was probably 40 feet door to door. And I don't care for them. Right now, my favorite one I use is Springfield Armory, 45 AdCat. Yeah, Search for Truth is Travis. Yeah. Cold Beer is Will Bird. So it's probably like 40 feet, 50 being generous, from the doors of the bar to our barracks. And right beside the bar is the galley. So we're getting ready to leave. I think it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. And we're walking out of the bar. And I think it was Can 2. And, all the grass and shit is rocks. Well, we're walking across, and all of a sudden, Can 2 just passes out right in the middle of the road. And it's like a dead-end road. So the road stops at between our barracks and the bar and galley. So we get the ingenious idea. I mean, he's knocked the fuck out on this road. So we take shaving cream, and we do like a chalk outline of him as he's laying in the middle of this road. It was so fucking hilarious. Absolutely. There's so many of those type of stories that, that just come to me. They're just funny shit. Nope, Donnie. No, we just, you know, if you don't like it, you don't have to be here. I mean, we're not going to block you or anything, but it is what it is. Like it or leave it. It is what it is. So, but I do have a pretty damn good track record. You can ask anybody in here. Especially over the last, week? That was a pretty good one. Pretty goddamn good prediction. Yeah, I haven't, Bonafide, I haven't, what's up with these boxes of tricks falling from the sky? Any idea? Real? I'm not sure what boxes of tricks. What's up with these boxes of tricks falling from the sky? Oh, boxes of ticks. Oh, I didn't hear about that. Boxes of ticks. Oh, that's a fucking new one. That wasn't on my bingo card. But yeah, we did the damn chalk outline. Oh my God, that was so damn funny. It was just so damn instantaneous. And then, this is so bad, but so there was this first class petty officer. He was an instructor, and his name was Petty Officer Noakes, and you could tell he had a lot of sea time, a lot, because, oh my God, this guy uniform was always his uniform was always a fucking hot mess. And in the Navy, when you wear your, enlisted, your, your cover, but I'm thinking what the hell we call it. Anyways, you do like a battle roll. And you do this battle roll, and just, it's like a signia that, you've been out to sea. And so there was this one girl, and I don't want to say her name, just, we get done doing, Coronado. Yeah, there's SEAL Team 1 out of Coronado. Yeah, and Team 1 handles the Mideast. So we're out, like, for us, guys, we did a lot of running with, like, Marine Force Recon. This is in Fort Huachuca. So, just one girl. Yeah. Oh no, this one was a prize. And so we would run with, like, the PJs. Did he say battle roll, not a bonus hole? And the cover was called a Dixie Cup. Lauren, I think the Hunter sent you that in a private chat. Did he say bonus hole? And then Craig got all excited. Oh my God, that's so funny. But so we'd get up and run really early because it would get like fucking scorching hot. They'd have Black Flag days where you couldn't be outside, only minimal, all this stuff. So, and then we would do the regular formation PT with the regular people that are going through. Most of the people were in their C school. So it's your like secondary school, sometimes your third school. And so we do these formation runs. Well, this chick would always fall out of the run. Always. And they started calling this girl Waterhead. Okay, because she had a big dome. I mean, her head was huge. Okay, so now Petty Officer Noakes was fucking out of shape as all get out. You could tell he was one of the dudes. I mean, he was really good at his job. He was a CTR, signals intercept, and so anytime that the command felt like he was out of regs, which I'm guessing was most of the time, he'd go out to sea. Okay, so they TDY him to a ship, no PT test, you come back, get your shit together, so, wow, so, she'd always fall out of and we're not talking like, a 10-mile run, a 15-mile run. No, we're talking like a mile run. And we'd get 2-3 minutes into this run and you'd see her run out of the formation and start walking. And so, she would be huffing and puffing like she's having a hard time breathing, which, you're in a totally different element. The elevation, that plays a lot into it, the thick, dry air. So, Petty Officer Noakes was the LPO that day. So, he was the lead petty officer. So, like your chain of command, you would go to, like when the LPO wasn't there, because I was basically the oldest in that school for the Navy, because I didn't go in till I was 21, 22, because I'd went, college and then did law school. And so this is so fucking hilarious. So she falls out of this fucking run. And we had this was like a pre-PT test. So it would be like a mock PT test. And so every 6 months, at that time, you had to do a 1.5-mile run in, I think, 12 minutes. And you had to do, I think, 100 sit-ups in 2 minutes and 50 push-ups in 2 minutes. And it was really weird because the females, because, they didn't have, except for this one jarhead, this jarhead, she'd put any dude to shame. She was a brick shit house. But the females could do push-ups on their knees, where the males had to, have the perfect 90-degree back or the angled back and all this other shit. And then you go into the rest position to where basically your stomach could hit the ground and you could rest for, continue on. So we were doing this pre-test. Basically, she failed. I mean, there was, a couple people that did, but it was nothing really to shake a stick at. And, a lot of LPOs, a lot of chiefs, if you're close to the standards, and if they know you're squared away and you're trying, and for some reason you just can't get it, they fudge stuff. So not necessarily fudge. They would just what they'd call be a good shipmate. Hey, keep going at it. We'll work on it. Let's push you through. We're going to put you on the Fat Boys program, which means you're PTing 3 to 5 times a week. All of that. And so we get done with this run, and, here, go back, hit the rain locker, get ready for morning muster. And, this chick had been back for 20 minutes. And so, because basically what we would do is, the guys who finished first, guys and gals that, finished, then, we'd go back and we'd do like a light jog run, kind of motivate people. Come on, let's get this fucking show on the road. That way you can get in, get a shower, get ready for morning muster, and if you're done a half hour early, you can TV time, or if you're trying to study for something, you can do that. So we get done and, we get dressed for morning muster, and they had this thing called a smoke pit. And so people would go out, bullshit, smoke cigarettes, whatever. And I was smoking cigars then. And so we're out in the smoke pit, and here comes Petty Officer Noakes. And he just starts wailing on this girl, wailing on her. And he's like, oh, I'll just go ahead and say her name. I mean, it is what it is. Grzinski. Couldn't make the run. Had to use that inhaler. But, yeah, if somebody's in here just stirring the pot or being disrespectful, just get rid of them. I mean, there are 5 million other channels you can go do that on. It's just nonsense. So he's out there, Grzinski, you out there falling out of this run, sucking on your inhaler, but you're out here smoking them cigarettes. I mean, just going at her hardcore to the point where this chick starts crying. And I'm like, oh my God, this is going, because, when Noakes wasn't there, it was me, So, later on, after morning muster, she comes up to me and she goes, I just can't believe it. I said, look here. I said, I'll go talk to him. Don't let this get to Chief. Don't let this get to Bobo. I mean, it'll just. So I go later on that day because he was actually my quote unquote professor in BMS, which is the or AMS, which is the Advanced Morse School, and so after that class, I was like, hey, Pay Officer Noakes, I said, can I have a chat with you? And he's like, yeah, man. And I get along with anybody, unless you give me a reason. I like anybody. And even if you piss me off, life's too short. And so I'm like, look, dude, I said, when she started crying, and it was yeah, there's I think that guy's back again. So just you guys do what you need to do. So I'm like, look, man, I talked to her. She came to me. I'm trying to get her to calm down to, a lower level, whatnot. I said, but dude, I said, it's kind of out of place, really, for me to tell you this, but dude, you got to knock it the fuck off. She's going to have a fucking meltdown. Okay? So, he kind of took it in stride. So now we're at the weekend. And, this girl, she liked to have quite a few adult beverages. And Friday night, I think we got rope yarn because I know everybody went to the bar early. And, it wasn't Chief Huertas. I forget who the hell, what chief it was. But, Chief had told me, that, hey, it's a Friday, payday, weekend. So it had to have been like the 15th or the 30th, 1st or the 15th, one of those, because that's when the military cycle paid. And so Master Chief rope yarned everybody. Everybody's shit was squared away. So the bars, anything gets buck-ass wild, you got our numbers. I'm like, all right, no problem. Because these guys were going, out of town. I think they were going to Tucson, or they had some Chiefs ball or some type of Navy affiliated thing that they were doing. So, I think it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and the bar was closing. And so yep, there's another one. Get rid of it. You got 5 on it. I got 5 on it. I got 4 less than you. Yeah. So, like 2 o'clock in the morning, the watch comes beating the shit out of my door. And I'm like, yeah, what the fuck's going on? He's like, hey, we got a major problem. I was like, okay. And I'm like, what? He goes, somebody had said that they got ard. Okay? Not grape, if you get what I'm saying. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, somebody came to the quarterdeck and said that they got grape. And I'm like, oh my God, who? And, they told me who it was. And I was like, all right. I said, where's this person at? And they're like, oh, we put her over. There was like 2 quarterdecks. So you had the quarterdeck in the main offices where like the chiefs and all of that was. And then you had the quarterdeck in the barracks, and you had 2 watch standards. So somebody would always be at the desk, and then he would, you'd have another one that would do rounds, check on, make sure doors were secure, nothing hinky was going on. So I asked the watch, I said, where's this person at? He goes, oh, I put her in the office quarterdeck. And I'm like, oh, God. All right. So first thing I do is I call Petty Officer Noakes. Get no answer. Of course, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. So I call Chief and get no answer. So I'm like, oh, shit. Now I got to call Bobo. And so I call Bobo. Bobo picks up the phone like on the second or third ring. And I tell him, I said, hey, Master Chief, this is what's going on. This is what's being reported. Just want to let you know I couldn't get a hold of Noakes, couldn't get a hold of Chief. 2 o'clock in the morning, I get it. So I'm notifying you. And I already knew what to do, but I said, what would you like me to do? And what I figured he was going to say was call the hospital on base and have the Army medics come out, take her, do one of those tests, and notify the MPs. So I go and I do it, and so the MPs show up, and they have one set of MPs that go with the ambulance, and then strikes on Iran are imminent. Okay. So there was another set of MPs that were at the quarterdeck, and so once that happens, they start going through the log books. When was the last time, because this person said where it happened and who it was. Oh, 5 a.m. Yeah, I thought it was going to be 10 a.m. BST. So yeah, I'll have to make sure my alarm's set. I'm sure a lot of people will be up, but I at least want to get the stream started. And then if I only sleep like 4 hours a night anyways, so so the MPs come and they get the log. Well, they don't get the log. They make copies of the log books. Have the watch standard sign off on it. I sign off on it. And all that other fun shit. Well, then Bobo comes rolling in because I called him and said, hey, did this. So Bobo comes rolling in, And, you know, I bring him up to speed on everything. He's like, all right, let's go. And I'm like, where are we going? He goes, oh, we got to go to the hospital. I'm like, oh, okay. So we get in the duty van and go up there and, you know, wait for the doc, you know, to come out with the test and all this other stuff. So tests come back, and so now come back basically positive, and so now we leave the hospital's keeping the person, and we go to the duty van, and, you know, I'm driving, and as we're driving, the Master Chief says, well, this is going to be fun. And I was like, what's that? He goes, we got to get a hold of Top. What the hell was his name? Top Mobilia. So he is the senior enlisted for the Marine Corps. And I'm like, everybody feared this dude. Everybody. I mean, it wasn't that he was like an asshole. It was just like he was your hardcore jarhead. And so we get back to the quarterdeck, and I was like, okay. And he goes, here you go. So he calls Top's number, and then he hands me the phone. I'm like, so you hear this better be fucking good. And I'm like, Top, I said, you know, I'd tell him who I am. And I said, we've had an incident, and I'm being asked by our Master Chief to give you a call. Well, what the fuck is it, Sailor? And I'm like, no, he didn't say sailor, he said squid. What the fuck is it, squid? So I tell him. And I told him, look, the MPs, they came and got the logbook. MPs, another set of MPs went with the ambulance. The doc told Master Chief that tests come back positive. So it was one of your Marines. And you just hear this dead silence. And then all of a sudden you hear him, I'll be there in 15 minutes. I'm like, aye, Top. So I hang up the phone. I look at the Master Chief, and he goes, he's on his way, isn't he? And I think this is like maybe the only person that Bobo feared was this dude. I mean, bald head, brick shit house, raw, you know. So he comes into the office quarterdeck, and we're in there, and by this time, I think the Army called it CID. And the Criminal Investigative Division. So they're there now because the hospital had called them. And Top comes in, and we're all sitting there, and he looks at Master Chief, and he goes, so we know 100% this was one of my jarheads. And he's like, the story matches everything. CID is going to interview him, going to interview her, and all hell breaks loose. So when CID calls Top, and this is probably like 5, 6 in the morning on a Saturday, when it comes back and this person basically admits it, holy shit. all you heard was top mobilia going. So the Navy was on the first deck. Second deck was all jarheads. Third deck was returning fleet. So, second deck, all you hear is top banging on every jarhead door. Get out and come to fucking attention. I mean, just hammering on these doors. He took these dudes out and beat the shit out of them for like 2 hours. They had no idea why he was there, but he was beating the living shit out of these guys on the grinder. Nuts. Yeah. That was, it was like damn scary to watch him just fucking barking shit. And they're like, I don't feel like we don't know what we did, but we're getting our asses kicked. How does Tulsi's office get raided by the CIA and she's not the head of it? Well, Agent J, I found out yesterday, number one, I didn't think the CIA could raid anything in the United States, especially not a cabinet member. Well, come to find out, there's a memorandum of understanding that was signed between the FBI and the CIA where CIA can do this. And seeing that Ratcliffe is head of CIA, I'm guessing if this isn't a setup for something else, Trump had to sign off on it. And I think maybe it might be to find somebody that's leaking shit that's not supposed to. But yeah, I find it interesting. But DNI is Director of National Intelligence, so in theory, all the intelligence agencies report to her, in theory. But then again, too, it could be people trying to protect their own ass or protect somebody. So, looks like the map. See, now this is kind of what a weekend routine should look like for flight activity. But, let's see here. Let me look and see if there's anything to bring up the big map. So you got that P-8 flying around doing its trips. It's another P-8. There were a lot of helicopters up. A lot. I mean, look at all these. Unless they're doing like night training. I don't know, on the weekend. Could be. Yeah. Yeah, Ratcliffe was down in Cubano. Topeka, Kansas. Let me see. No, let me go up and look. Was the post in the regular chat outlandish? Oh, did they kill him? Or did they snatch and grab? When I seen that name, all I could think of Abdul Rahman El Baghdadi. I'm like, that dude's been dead for a minute. Oh, taken out? Sweet. Okay. Let's see. This is probably... He will no longer terrorize people. Yeah. Of Africa. You got that right. He gonna be maggot food. I wonder if these are radar balloons they got floating. We used to have these. If this is what I think, yeah, custom. See, here's how I think you know something's about ready to go down in Cuba. This balloon here, Customs and Border Patrol, they don't want, because of, we're hearing that fuel, electricity, all that, they don't want a repeat of the Haitian boat people. So they're probably watching to make sure we don't have a shitload of people coming to Florida. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab something. Ice cold beverage. Waymo, are those driverless, like Ubers? Yeah, driverless taxis. That's some scary shit like that. I mean, it's cool, but scary as hell. Alrighty, well, what I think I'm going to do is I am going to end this, because if this thing starts at 5 o'clock in the morning, I want to make sure I'm up. So with that, guys, congratulations to all the winners tonight. Thanks for everybody who did the super chats and the let me turn that one down. The super chats to buy me a copies. Anybody who got in after we already started the draw, your name will be moved over to the next drawing, which probably will be, I'm guessing, in a week or two. But alright, folks, have a good evening, and we'll may see